Cultural Resource Budget, program number 1072. So this is ready to go, and if there's no more questions, I'll go ahead and make a motion to pass.
I'll make the motion. Sammy Kimball.
Okay, Carol, did you make the motion and then Sammy, you're seconding?
Yes.
Either way, I think we were
Okay.
Going in and out sound-wise.
Yeah, I think I just needed to clarify that the program code for TIPO is 1042 and we're transferring to 1072.
Let's see, let's look at the form. 10. Yes, we're transferring to 1072, and the other one is 1042. Yes.
On the top of the new budget, it says 1042.
Any further discussion? If not, we'll call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler, Donna Hare, Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Thank you for that, Council. Item B, approval of 1042 Tribal Historic Preservation Office, Section 106, Budget Mod Number 1.
Yes. This one is to transfer these funds to 1072 Division of Cultural Resource Budget for the community events line item. And in the documentation down there, you can see where it is being placed into community events. And this total of $8,082.19 will be moved to the Division of Cultural Resources for the Arikara reunion to be hosted by the Pawnee this year, October 2024. So this is the moving, the transferring over.
Carol, this is Sammy.
Yeah.
I think it's important that council understands where the money came from, and that is that Matt Reed was up in Nebraska doing work with the state of Nebraska and museums looking for our ancient tools and what have you up on Massacre Canyon, and that money was sent to our TIPO office, for his work, for Matt Reed's work, and he would like to push it over to CRD for the Arikara visitation this fall.
Yes, thank you, Sammy.
You're welcome.
Yes, and thank you to Matt, too. Yes, that's correct. Thank you for that clarification.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, great.
Got a motion on the floor by Secretary Gardapi, second by Councilwoman Butler. Any other questions or clarifications? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Donna Hare, Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
That takes us to item number 5.
Did we do
I'm
C?
sorry, C, approval of 1072 Division of Cultural Resources Budget Mod Number 1.
Yes, this one is to actually transfer these funds into 1072 Division of Cultural Resource Budget for the community events line items. So it's the actual putting the money in cultural resources. And it explains it in community events and what community events adds up to be $15,677, and this is increased for the Arikara reunion in October, and the 8,082.19 added funding source comes from 6,300 from the Nebraska Historical Society Massacre Canyon project, and the 1,740.59 from Terracon consultation. And the 7,595 595,000 funds are from what was a result of the indirect cost budgeted at 52.28% to the recently approved 2024 indirect cost of 38.78%.
Was there a savings in the budget from the salary line item? Because that's where your indirect cost comes from. The indirect cost amount has to cover the amount of salaries times the indirect cost rate. Is it because of the new indirect cost rate, or how are we getting savings here?
that is what Laura May said. James is on here, isn't he? But it was.
Right.
Is James online?
When we got our new IDC rate for 2024, it went from like 58, 52% down to 34%. So there's our cost savings there. So when we made the adjustments, percentile, that's what shows the cost saving from the IDC rate.
It's because it was lowered. Saying there was 7,000.
Staffing wasn't as bad.
Did it initially during budget call, it was at 50 something.
Still done at the same way we've been doing it.
Any other questions?
Yeah.
None, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion
I'll
to
make-
approve.
Got a motion by Councilwoman Butler. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Treasurer Chapman. No further discussion. We'll call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Donna Hare, Gene Evans,
Yes.
Tammy Kimball.
Yes.
Thank you for that, Treasurer Chapman. At this time, we're moving to item number 5, approval of resolution 2437, Pawnee Nation wastewater enhancement project operations and maintenance. Who will be presenting?
Okay. So items 5, 6, 7, and 8 have to do with the ICBG 2024 grant. So this, as you know, new coming into this was a hurry up and try to get something together, and went through budget committee, the last meeting, to see if there was even the money to be able to set aside for this. The grant is due July 15th, but we need to have the resolutions done if we want to apply for the grant. We did the ones we did before to update it to.
Can you talk a little bit about what the differences are, because we didn't get the last grant?
Right,
That we-
so Brian got some feedback on what we're low in, deficient or whatever. So we're going to be working on updating those to have a stronger
So we don't even really know
And just to clarify, with ICDBG, you have to score at least a 70 in order to be considered for funding, and we did meet that. However, what I'm hearing and what I'm understanding is that they're going to take the feedback that they received from the project that was submitted last year and then address the weaknesses identified by the proposal review.
So it's the same proposal that was submitted for the same funding year?
It's the same project, but we'll strengthen what was submitted before, so it's a stronger application.
For the same funding year?
Yes.
Yes, for the same funding
Isn't this the new fiscal year?
Yeah, so this would be for 24. Yeah.
year. So we're not going to go through the same process for ICDBG to go after a different project, even though we
But again, this came up all of a sudden and found out last Monday. So it was a scramble to either get this done through budget to see if the money was even there and if council even wants to apply for it. So that's where we're at.
I think I mentioned this a couple of months ago. If ICDBG was on the executive office's mind, and not just the executive office, but on planning's mind, because we didn't have a planning director at that time, because ICDBG just came out with their NOFA. And I know it's always a fast turnaround when we talk about this, but whenever the planning director had left, you always have to think about those things whenever somebody's transitioning out and we're trying to transition somebody in. So these are the types of things when we're, what do you call it? I know Sammy talks about this all the time, outboarding, or when people are leaving and we transitioning out or something like that. Sorry, Sammy, I'm trying to remember your words. And because they go through all kinds of things to do community planning and do that, because this type of grant does that. And I don't know, I just feel like we mentioned these things, and I'm not comfortable with doing another project or strengthening this project when we didn't get a high enough score for this project. We tried. There are other things that we could do. And it's not your fault. I'm not trying to say it's your fault, and I'm not trying to say it's you guys' fault, but I'm just trying to say that I would like us to continue with the same processes. Did this go through proposal review? We have processes to go through the planning department, to go through proposal review so that they could look at it. If this is due next week, we have holidays this week,
The 15th is the due date.
which is next week. So, or a week and a half or something like that, because we're going to be out the rest of this week, you know what I
Right.
mean? So there's
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
not enough time for us to review, and
Yeah.
we don't meet until, the 16th or something like that.
Right.
So-
And so, again, once I found out the process to go to the budget committee to even see if we had the money even still available, and to do this, to bring it to council for that discussion right there, do we even want to move forward? Just trying to check those boxes as quick as possible so we either have a submission or don't.
Councilwoman Hare?
I just like to see us go through our processes. And like I said, I mentioned it several months ago in a council meeting in this setting. It's never addressed, I feel, and I feel like we're a broken record whenever we do address some of these things and issues that come to this table. And I'm not trying to say that it's an issue, and I'm not trying to scold anybody. I don't like it when we come here and we address things like this on the council level. It's just, sometimes it's just, I feel like a broken record when I mention things and then we don't at least make the asserted effort to find something out. You know what I mean? And I know the staff gets tired of me trying to not be that type of person. And I come from that side, and I know how it feels to be on that side. But it's like, we could have addressed it in a different way. We could have went through the proper procedures. We could have already been on this path of picking some other type of project if this wasn't going to work. Because who's to say we're going to get this? The Pawnee Nation already came forward with this, and it wasn't strong then. Who's to say we want to let them do this now, and not get awarded? So then we lost out on 2 funding years. You know what I mean? There's always that possibility. We give them money all the time. That's 2 funding years. We don't want to give it to them. They're doing this behavioral health. They got money. It's things like that, and that I leery about. We could have done something else. We could have done something like We keep talking about a reentry program or, housing, homeless shelter, something. You know what I mean? Because we have a homeless problem in the community. There are things, other projects that we could be focusing on, but we're worried about this. And it's a need. Don't get me wrong. This is a need, but what if we don't get funded? That's just, sorry, I don't mean to rant. I think I feel like I'm ranting. I'll quit.
Councilwoman Hare?
Priority for Pawnee Nation, that we really have to assess our water before we can grow. So I support the going after this, but I had a question. Didn't we make a change in how we were addressing this in that last proposal? That we were looking at something, and then I think it might have been here at council level that we made some changes, and I think that may have affected our score. And I need to really look at that. But and I can't remember exactly what it was. Okay, so you did away with the water filtration system. And do you feel that hurt the score on the proposal?
Not from what HUD responded to.
Okay.
It wasn't that. It was just more kind of like fine tuning certain things. I know one of the requests was being more on the dimensions of the lagoons and providing some of that. This one's kind of unique because they do want some engineering evaluation on it, so that's where we'll have to do some pre-engineering, but that wasn't a key factor that was the reason why it didn't get funded.
Good to know. Thank you.
But
I'm sorry, Councilwoman Kimball?
Yes, thank you. I sat in the budget committee meeting this last week, and Chris McCray brought this to us, and it's my understanding that last year, if it makes more sense to everybody, that last year we were denied the proposal, and they had some remarks. The grantor had some remarks, and it's my understanding that Chris has addressed those remarks to make it stronger, and it is for our waterway system, and I really think it's critical, at least to try. We're behind the 8 ball now. It's the 15th. We have no way of recreating something net new, if you will. So I just think, since it is last minute, and I agree with you, Cynthia, the transitioning, the planning of transitioning sometimes, leaves a lot of opportunity. So I would say I will vote yes on it, only because it's the only thing that we have ready to go to the grantor. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilwoman Kimball. Councilman Evans?
Yes, thank you. And I surely understand where everybody's coming from here. And having said that, we have a time constraint and something that is a true need. I'm completely for doing this. But I do think, that looking forward, it's a little weird to me that this just pops up as a kind of right now thing. Obviously, I think we need to be thinking next year's now, and get that plan going so that we're prepared and can go into some of the, other areas that we might like to go into. Anyway, just.
Thank you, Councilman Evans. Secretary Gardefee?
Thank you. I don't blame you, Chris. I know you just got into this position, but I might be a little butthurt because I'm from housing, and last year they did a questionnaire, and it was between wastewater and housing. I mean, it was so neck and neck, and even that vote was neck and neck. So I understand, I just wish that we had more time to evaluate this and maybe even given a choice as to what we want to go after. So here's to hoping that, you know, these comments are addressed and that we get a higher score and that we can get this funding. I mean, that's our only hope now, so.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like I said, when it came across, it was, man, I got to do this, 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 and this to get it done, to at least have the opportunity. So this was us having at least the opportunity to.
Hey, thank you, Chris. And like I said, I'm not coming at you. It's like,
Right.
I want consistency. I want us to follow processes, and it would have been nice for us to follow some processes. That's all we can ask for.
Right.
On this side of the table.
Yep. Agree.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2437.
I'll second.
Got a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Butler to approve, and second by Secretary Gardapi. Any further discussion? If not, we'll call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman?
Yes.
Cynthia Butler?
Yes.
Donna Hare? Gene Evans?
Yes.
Sammy Kimball?
Yes.
Item number 6, approval of Resolution 2438, Pawnee Nation Wastewater Enhancement Project Leverage.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2438. $353,000.
Got a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Got a second by Councilman Evans. And just to let those online know that the identified leverage funds are to come from the U.S. Department of Treasury's Local Assistance and Tribal Consistency Fund, and in the amount of $353,000. No further discussion. We'll call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman?
Yes.
Cynthia Butler?
Yes.
Donna Hare? Gene Evans?
Yes.
Sammy Kimball?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Council. Item number 7, approval of Resolution 2439, Pawnee Nation Wastewater Enhancement Project Citizens Participation.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2439.
Got a motion on the floor to approve Resolution 2439 by Councilwoman Butler. Is there a second?
Second.
Got a second by Secretary Gardapi. Any discussion? Was there a community meeting held, or how is it being stated that you've met citizen participation requirements?
So again, this is what was used before, and since we're just using the data and information that was presented before, forward.
Can you, something to strengthen also, can you let it be noted that also the Business Council noted that this is a priority and that this, needs to be, felt that they needed this to be, continued to be addressed. And we felt that by strengthening the application, that would be beneficial for the nation.
Yes.
Just to add something more current for your participation. If no further discussion, we'll call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman?
Yes.
Cynthia Butler? Yes. Donna Hare? Gene Evans?
Yes.
Sammy Kimball?
Yes.
Item number 8, approval of Resolution 2440, Pawnee Nation Wastewater Enhancement Project Submission for Approval and Code of Conduct.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2440.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Councilwoman Butler, seconded by Secretary Gardapi. Any questions or discussion on this resolution? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman?
Yes.
Cynthia Butler?
Yes.
Gene Evans?
Yes.
Sammy Kimball?
Yes.
All right, thank you for that.
Thank you, Council. And we will be attacking this, diligently to grade it and to have the best submission that we can at this point. So
Thank you, Chris.
Also, I want to mention that I did meet with Denise and Kat this afternoon about the signs. She did know that they would have them tonight, but I'm in receipt of them, and we'll get them put up before homecoming this weekend. So those signs will be up around the Green Bridge and around the War Mothers Bridge.
Thank you for that. And can you please get with Brian whenever you're going to do that so that the pictures can be taken?
Yeah, we can get some pictures taken. Yep,
Thank you.
for sure.
Item number 6, we have open forum. Do we have anything for open forum? Councilwoman Butler?
I just wanted to, did you have something for Chris? Okay, I'll go ahead and let.
Councilwoman Hare?
Okay, thank you. So, has your old position been filled yet that you know of? Okay. So this isn't, not in this division anymore, but there's a concern that maybe you could help out with, and I wanted to let our tribal members know about. Out the road to the North Indian Cemetery, going the back way, and then that road that comes across, that stop sign is down there. There is no stop sign coming from the west. So if you have any contact still with, could you let, is that scheduled? Is that his? Okay. Yeah, I wanted to contact him and let him know because it's dangerous, especially with, people coming in from out of town. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you for that, Councilwoman Hare. Councilwoman Butler?
I just wanted to remind everybody that council will be serving on Thursday, July 4th at 5 p.m. at the PBC camp, which is right behind Building 64. We'll be doing pulled pork sandwiches like we did last year, and everybody is welcome to join us. We won't be having chairs and tables, but everything will be prepackaged, and bring your own chairs if you want to sit and visit and hang around. There'll be plenty of space, but everybody come out and join us. Thanks.
All right, at this time, we're moving to item number 7, set the next meeting date. July 16th, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. Councilwoman Councilwoman Kimball, Councilwoman Chapman, do you have anything before we adjourn?
No,
No.
thank
All right,
Thank you very,
thank you. At this time, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn 6:32 p.m.
Make
Got a motion by Secretary Gardapi,
I'll second. Tammy Kimball.
Go ahead. Kat.
and second by Councilwoman Kimball. Let's call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Chapman,
yes.
Kia Butler,
Yes.
Donna Hare, Gene Evans,
Yes.
Tammy Kimball.
Yes.
All right, thank you, council. Hope everybody has a good, safe 4th of July weekend, and if you're traveling, safe travels. Thank you.